Probably would have been better if I cut the camera off.
There he is.
Yep. Lower the chair down so it'll be more with the thing. Got a new table in here. It's a new desk. It's part of the table we got in here. Now I can
look
put my
at that.
books. We got them on display now. The only bad thing is I still ain't finding where to put the camera where I can be positioned. I'm almost thinking about just start getting behind it and try it that way.
Can you move it? Can you move it about 2 feet to your left?
Like that?
Not the camera, the desk.
Oh, nah. I think we got it bolted in now. Yeah.
Oh.
Or
Okay.
screwed in. It's all good. It's for now. I'll figure something out later. It's just, I could probably later put the camera right here and face this way and put my books across this part of the desk as well.
Yeah.
So I could always do that as well.
I've got mine back there, but my office is kind of messy.
Yeah. You gotta watch how I say things because it didn't come out right. It didn't come out sounding right.
Yeah, see, I'd have to position myself kind of weird too. I'd have to be like,
It's just, sometimes it's good to have the books on display because you just never know who may be, what's that called? What do they call it? Doom scrolling or something?
oh yeah, doom scrolling.
Yeah. But you never know when somebody sees, they could be looking for another book and they see something like, that looks interesting. Let me see what this guy's book is. You know what I mean? I mean, just what was it? 2 weeks ago, an old friend of mine, Chunkster, remember she jumped on the live and she saw my Melvin's Labyrinth. And she's like, whoa, what is that one? And just like that, I mean, and I've had someone else do that. I don't remember who it was, but someone else got on the live one night. Someone I know, too, and saw one of the books and said, whoa, what is that one? And I don't remember which one it was. I don't remember if it was one of them or if it was a Soulless Death or something, but yeah.
The troll scroll, as Brenda calls it.
Yeah. I've done it. The only time I ever do it is when I got 3 or multiple friends that are online or that are live, and I'm trying to support them in every way I can. So I'll be like, yeah. And I usually will tell each person when I'm on there, like, hey, I'm gonna be back and forth. So just letting you know, but I'll, because it's kind of hard just trying to pick one.
Oh, buddy.
And it
Trolling is my way of life. That's what I do.
Troll scroll, scroll and troll, scroll. It's the first thing I've done all day to where my mind ain't so dang flustered. I am stressing bad. This stuff is getting on my nerves. Amazon, Katie, I'm not ready to find me a publishing company for real. Remember, I've always talked about how I want to straight up and just be an indie author. I'm about to say the heck with it. I can't deal with it. I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of it always being someone else. It's never me. It's always something, I wish it was all because of me. I wish it was because I left something out or, oops, I forgot to put this. No, it's and what gets me is error, okay? If you tell me what that error is, I'll know what to do. Or at least I can do some research on it. No, it don't know how to tell you nothing.
No, there's really nothing I can do to help you from my position either.
I've tried everything, dude. I've even went back and recopied the original. I went back. I got 2 different versions of this now. I went and made a whole new. I even changed the name. I went to the other one and put, what did I call it? The Lake House Novelist. But that was just to see if it would, just to see, and if it worked, then I would, okay, that's what it is, the title. I did everything. I even went back, put the other background because I changed this. So I'm wondering if that did something. So, I mean, I did everything that I can remotely think of. I've even changed the formatting. I've changed the file size. And the only thing that I can think of is there's something glitched on my end or something, maybe. But even that don't make sense to me.
I don't know either.
I even tested a Soulless Death. I hit publish on it again just to see if it would, and it went through. But I didn't change nothing. I just hit publish again on it, and it went through. I'm scared to do anything to it. I'm just going to leave it alone, which it wouldn't hinder the book unless I unpublished it or something like that. But I won't do that. I wish I wouldn't unpublish that book now. I mean, I feel bad because that was a good book. I actually had more reviews with this one than I did any of my other ones. I actually had over 18 reviews on Goodreads, and I think I had 12 or 14. I know they don't sound like a whole lot, but it's more than my other books. So, dang. But if I can get that new version, If I can get the new version, the spicier version out, I'm telling you, spicy fans are going to freaking eat that book up because it's nasty. Fun, good, nasty.
You dirty little birdie, you.
Yeah, that book is. I mean, it's not all the way through. Don't get me wrong. It's just some scenes can get downright dirty talking, and I mean, you would literally think you're reading literally from Pornhub or something. I ain't lying. I wish I could read online. I would, yeah, but I can't. I ain't even going to try and chance it.
You know what I find interesting about that? I've gotten in trouble for fucking drinking water on this before, but you just dropped the P-bomb on here, and it did not violate us.
It's gonna get us later. It'll mess up your thing. My bad. I didn't even think about that.
That's all right. Don't worry about it.
I'm not around this era, man. I was born back in what I call the Attitude Era, back where we spoke at all. Nobody cared. We made jokes off everything, and everyone joined in on the jokes and had fun, dude. That's the era I miss so much. Uh-oh, wait, what? And Jeffrey? Oh, I see. Never, my bad. I'm not even paying attention to the comments. Sorry, y'all. My head's a little kind of... I'm going to try to be real cheerful and everything, but right now I'm just... I think my big stressful thing is what's really got me bothered really bad, and it's messing me up on my writing. Normally, I can come in here and I can write. I've gotten hardly any writing done lately because my mind is just so... I'm not sleeping good because I'm so entangled, because now I'm scared and nervous when I go to... for example, my dark romance that I'm working on, I'm going to make a novella, so I'll be done with it sooner instead of it being a bigger thing, which wasn't going to be a big book anyway. I'm scared it's not going to publish it. I don't know what's going on because I made 2 files off of this. I used the regular one, went and got a new ISBN numbers for another one because I actually love the cover. The cover that I was going to go with is phenomenal. I'll show everybody here in a little bit. But I don't know what's going on. I ain't gonna lie to you. I really hope it's just something's wrong with the file and it's not KDP completely, because I can't call these people. I can't do phone calls.
I can't imagine that it would be the whole company. Otherwise, we would have heard about it from other people other than just you. So I think it's a specific to you problem.
Yeah.
Hey, Shay.
But that bothers me, though, because I don't know what it is. It says everything I've read on Google, I've gone over it. The only thing I can't think of is flatten your PDF file, which I don't know what the heck they're talking about with that.
Do they mean like zip it?
I don't even know what that is. I don't know nothing about that stuff.
So in order to compress the file, you would put it into a zip folder, but I can't imagine that they'd be able to read that. That doesn't make any sense to me.
I actually have something in a zip folder, I think. I'll try that later, but let me show everybody that cover. I mean, you can go ahead and do what you're doing. I'm just going to show everybody this cover here in just a second. Y'all give me a moment. This cover was going to be so awesome. I'm really tempted to just get up with Stephanie James. I might just sell her the rights to that book. At least it'll be out there. I'm more focused on people reading that book than making money off of it. I know that sounds kind of ridiculous, but I ain't lying. I really want people to read. The reason why I want everybody to read this is so I know what to write with this other one that I'm working on. Do I make it dirty? You know, because I had plans to make it it's not straight up full on dirty, but there are some scenes that get graphical. Do I go in depth with it?
I want to tell you to go way more in depth than you're already going. You're giving me like a 3 or a 4. I need you to give me like an 8 or a 9.
I don't know. I'm scared to do that.
Oh, buddy, I need you to go all the way. I'm telling you, these female readers that we have are raunchy. I love it.
Yeah, but there's scenes in the novelist where they well, y'all saw a little bit of the example I posted on. Of course, I blocked out a few things. Actually, matter of fact, that sample that I put on TikTok that day, where it was what you passed it and it was a line where it spoke about the sex scene. I actually took some things out because not all of it I could, and I accidentally, and there's a scene up there, and I never did explain this to anybody. If you look, and did it have like eyes or wings or something covering the word? It's because there was a certain word up there, and I was like, me and Kristen were talking about, she said, I don't know, they might flag you for that. I was like, crap. So I went real quick, re-edited, and threw some stuff over it. Nothing ever happened, so I think everything's good.
So I don't usually write a lot of spice, but the Mishka books are they got a little something something.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna do that with all my books, but some of them I feel like this one that I'm writing, the dark romance. Well, it's not really a straight up dark romance, but it's more or less a dark themed book, but it's got romance in it. It's about the woman that's struggling for the abusive relationship because it goes into depth some of the abusive, which I won't do the scenes where she was a teenager. I won't go there. I'll mention where she mentions it to the boy that she's dating. She'll mention to him, but it won't go to those scenes. But the scenes that we will see in the book will be when she's an adult. So that way no one can blast me, and also I won't feel weirded out. Because I get weirded out watching movies, and it's like we don't think it through. I don't think a lot of the men, because I've heard so many guys go, yeah, why not? I'm like, you do realize she's 17, bro. She's in high school. You ever watch the movies where it's a high school girl? She's actually got a shower scene. It's like nobody thinks. It's like, are we not thinking, guys? I mean, I'm not complaining, but at the same time, it's like, yeah. Here's that cover, by the way, guys. Hold on. I got used to there we go.
Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Wait.
It's kind of hard to see it, but it's going to do the same thing Melvin's Labyrinth. It's going to wrap around the whole book.
Is it giving you an error? Is it giving you an error for the cover?
No. Well, no. I don't know. Oh, see, here, I'm going to hit... Here, I'm going to show y'all what this does.
It would tell you at the bottom.
I'm going to show y'all what it does.
Yeah, please do.
This is the thing. It's always told me what the error is. Used to, when I had an error problem, it would tell me, hey, blah, 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 and I would go find it. It'd be under the details or the content, but there it was highlighted. Now, I'm going to show y'all exactly what it does. Let me get it the position before I click on publish. All right.
You guys paying attention? Let's try to solve this memory. This memory, yeah. Try to solve this issue.
All right, this is going to be hard because I got to be in. All right, I'm going to try. Look up.
What is that?
Right up in here is where it's going to pop up. Oh, shoot, hold on. I'm crooked. There we go. All right, so you see where it's.
When you go through that PDF.
Boom, see?
What does it say
exactly? Error occurred while publishing. Please try again.
And there's nothing. There's nothing highlighted.
Nothing is highlighted. I've looked with a fine-tooth comb on here. It will not tell me. That's what's getting on my nerves. I go to content, and there is nothing. Literally nothing on here. I've had things tell me to do the price things under like Japan thing and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I've messed around with it a little bit, and I don't know.
Are all of those price platforms full?
Yeah.
They should have followed, when you did the first one, they all should have followed suit.
But I don't know. I've done so much, I can't think straight anymore with it.
My next thought was...
I mean, that's what it says. It literally says... There is an error. It don't even say go correct the error. I mean, normally, we used to when I had a couple errors, when I first was learning this thing, is because I either didn't, I remember the first time I did this, I didn't know about the ISBN. I thought on my Kindle, it gave me the ISBN. It took me a couple days to figure, or a couple hours to figure it out, or whatever, how long. It took me a while to figure that out. That was on me. It kept telling me ISBN number. I'm like, but I got one. But it was on my Kindle app. The Kindle creator, because what it is Amazon gives you the thing, and so I didn't realize that. I said, oh, okay. So
Shay said she had to type hers in manually for all the other prices. I'm pretty sure mine just followed suit, but
I never had to do that before though, so why not? See, there it is. Error occurred while publishing. Please try again. It won't tell me what the error is. If it would just tell me what the error is, I would know what to do. If it's something I literally can't do, then I would contact them. But
yeah,
it's just very annoying.
Yeah, it sounds annoying.
I really wanted this book out there because it's one of my popular books. I was just trying to make the book better for the readers because I felt like they'll get their money's worth by me going back and, so like what I did with A Soulless Death. I feel like I'm more comfortable with it now. Now I'm all in on wanting to promote A Soulless Death. Now I want the whole world to read this book. Before it was like, here's the crazy part. Everyone gave it good reviews. No one gave it a bad review. And I don't know if they were just being nice but everybody gave it a good review. I read over and I'm like, wow, why is everybody so nice? This was not written correctly at all. It was bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't. The story was perfect. The story was great. The writing needed to work, and I did it. But yeah,
Hold that thought. The cat is scratching to get out. So, run along.
how's everybody's day? Everybody, how y'all all doing?
Oh yeah. All right, we're back.
I could try that sometime too, like, Shay, about typing in the numbers. I could go to Amazon or go to Google, and type in what it could. I don't know what I'm getting at, but yeah, I could try that. Put all the price numbers in myself, see what it does. But the thing that gets me is, I'll show you all this too. This is the thing that I was talking about. Hold on. All right. Hang on.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Where's my mouse? Where's their cursor? There it is. God. This is that kind of day I've been having. Hold on 1 second. Oh, God. Come on. Or am I already on the thing? Oh, duh. Okay. There's the two files. Hold on. I think y'all can see it. The very bottom is my original. And then I went back and redid it again. Crap, I clicked on something. It's hard to do. This is a lot of work. So anyway, y'all, I got the two different files, and neither one, and even with a different ISBN and everything, I even went back and changed the name and the plot. Error. That's what's got me worried, and this was a whole new file thing. So now I'm starting to wonder if this is going to do this with everything I send in. So I'm going to test the waters when I get done with that dark romance book, the one about Trish, when I finish it. If it does it again with that, I got a problem. But Google said something about it could be your cache or whatever how you call it. Could be something,
Yeah, did you
but
clear that?
I did that. I thought I did. I don't know how to. I don't know. I didn't know how to do it with the phone and my tablet. The computer's different. I don't know. I thought I did. But, I'm wondering if the phone. No, I wouldn't chance that. I don't know. Anyway, let's talk about other things. I don't want to get off this topic. Unless there's an answer that someone has that can help me.
Getting yourself all worked up all over again.
Yeah, and I stress easily anyway. I stress so quickly. I worry so fast. I've always been that way ever since I was a kid. It's just, and I always feel like I don't believe in coincidences. And every time something happens, I get nervous that something else is going to happen to it. So, for example, book falls through, gets published, I feel like something's going to happen shortly after. That's just the way I am. Or when people go to order it, they're not getting the actual book, it turns into something else or something. It's just, I don't know. I'm paranoid. I feel like the whole world's after me for something.
Yeah, I understand.
That's another thing I was thinking of too, Brendan. That's a possibility. But if so, though, why not just let me continue with the old format, with the old ISBN number? And I cannot change the book cover or anything with it. Or not the cover, but the book size. I don't know. I wonder if I didn't know. I don't know how to delete them.
Okay, so when you go into your settings, there's sometimes, at least for mine, there's a search bar at the top. And if you just type in cache, it'll take you to your temporary storage. And if you clear out your temporary storage, that should clear out your cache.
All right, I'll try that here in a little while then. And no, Kristen, no, it's not y'all's favorite sport.
It really is, though.
Worked up.
It really is.
Get me worked up in another way. Something fun. Don't get me worked up with the stress and all that crap. Get me worked up with something else.
He's already 107. We don't want him to croak of a heart attack.
I was actually in here throwing a fit earlier. And I didn't even, here's another thing. I actually threw a fit without even planning to throw a fit. Like, it happened without my brain registering. So again, I proved science wrong.
Yeah.
We can do things without the brain having to go, no, brain did not give me a signal. I did that. I felt like a demon came out of me because I got so aggravated. I was in here about ready to flip stuff off. I get agitated quick. I mean, I can literally be in the middle of laughing. And if something goes wrong, I could be like, ah! Just like that. I am literally that crazy. I'm like bipolar, they say. But I'm not. But they say I am.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I hear you, buddy. So
Go.
the timing right now is killing me. Like every time that we're filming, we're like it's chaos. It always is. We're trying to make it a little more linear and a little more whatever, but the timing is bad. I was like, "Hey, Shay, can you film tonight?" And then she's like, "Oh, it's my grandfather's birthday or something." And I was like, "Oh, crap." So it got postponed again.
Yeah.
But we'll get those. We'll get those scenes hammered
Yeah. I
out.
was actually going to ask you here tonight on the live of what was going on. I was going to actually text you yesterday about it, but I decided I'll just wait and see what happens. I don't want to, I don't want to rush or make you think I'm rushing you or anything like that either. So
We're gonna try to film again on Saturday. So hopefully you guys are a little more freed up.
all right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, there is going to be a scene in Nora where Jeffrey Diddlefinger's here and Shay is going to be in there. Oh, your book event is Friday. What time? Anyway, they're going to be in Nora, hopefully. If we can ever hammer down the details. If not, I'm going to do it without you. I'll be every character. I'll put on a wig for one.
Yeah.
I'll shave my head for the other.
What I do with my comedies.
Yeah.
I'll do the masks. I'll be a cat myself, the dog mask, the T-Rex. I go crazy with it.
I'm going to pull the Eddie Murphy. I'm just going to be every character. Yeah. I'll be Shay and I'll be Jeff. And I'll be myself.
There was another actor that pulled off some really good. Jim Varney was real good with that. Remember Jim Varney when he did the Ernest movies?
The Ernest movies, yeah.
Anybody remember Jim Varney? He did a lot of that stuff for kids and such, but Jim Varney was like, he was on a different scale, but he was bigger known than you think, but at the same time, a lot of his stuff was for the kids, though. He did a lot of, Ernest movies. Those were for children. That's all it was. It was for fun. It was just, it was clean humor. It was really fun. I loved the way he did his stuff. Remember, he did the woman character, and he did this stuff back in the 80s. Robin Williams was the same way. Robin Williams and Eddie Murphy, these guys could pull off different voices and different looks and were good with the disguises, and they were just remarkable. There's a couple more I'm forgetting, I'm sure, and I'll get to them. It'll come to me. But yeah, I've always loved that. That was something I was fascinated with as a kid. And I always told my dad, I said, if I ever get into acting, like I would like to, I want to do those things because it takes a lot more talent doing that than just doing a regular role. To me, there's more talent involved in that. Changing your voice on a dime, going through different characters, and, it's wonderful. Yeah, Tyler Perry with Medea.
Yeah. I could see myself acting as you, just, put some fake hair on, and that wouldn't be that bad. I could probably act as Shay, too. Just get a long, straight wig. Nag, 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 nag. Hey, look, I'm Shay.
Yeah, you could be Shay, but you also got to hide secrets. Your land, the lemon tree farm. You got to tell everybody you don't have a lemon tree farm when we know you do.
Shay alone. I'll give him the elbow for you. I got you, girl. I like how Jeff and Shay signed in some of your films before I have.
Ever since I read Salad, I swear. Ever since I read that book and Shay showed her backyard and I saw that little barn or whatever it was she had back there, man, I swear to God, it immediately was the same imagery. The only thing I could think of subconsciously, I must have seen her in a video before, showed that, and I never thought it through, but it popped in my head subconsciously. And when I read Salad,
I just knocked him over by mistake. Anyways,
man down.
I was realistically trying to move him out of the way because I promised I'd show my nails off on the next live he was on. Absolutely absolutely worth it. Okay, look at my dragons. Oh, his camera kind of sucks, but
I don't even
my
care.
drag.
Is he alive?
All right, he'll come back. He's off the floor. He's not hurt. He's not hurt.
I didn't even hear him fall.
I didn't help Shay. He did it himself. He couldn't need help. Shouldn't need help. I lost my phone.
I mean, there wasn't even a noise or no nothing. I mean, it was a straight up look. She actually pulled off a Mortal Kombat finish him. And it was a quiet off-camera finisher.
To be fair, I tried to pull the chair on a carpet. It's not hardwood. And when I tried to move out of the way, you know, when the two spokes are at a certain angle, it just, once these chairs start going, even though they have, 6 spools on it, they just keep going.
Oh, man, that was good, though. That was fun. He still ain't spoke a word. I mean, he fell out of that chair so hard he forgot to talk.
That was revenge for saying that Shay nags.
Yeah, I told him. I got you, girl.
I was kidding. Shay does not nag. Well, at least she doesn't nag me. I don't know if she actually does, but...
Shay used some black magic already, just like that.
Yeah.
It ain't worked on me yet. No, she's already got me with her black magic. My book won't get published. That's the black magic on me over here.
Possibly.
I got a book that won't publish. Instant karma.
It is really dirty. That's why they couldn't see him. Oh my God! Check that clarity out. Now look at these pretty nails.
Oh, it is a lot better.
Yeah, fucking greasy ass phone over here.
Got me wondering. Nope, still ugly.
Oh, buddy. You're not ugly. You just got a face for radio.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I've always said that to people. I said, you know what? Maybe it wouldn't be wise for me to be an actor unless I wear masks or do voiceover, because I'm gonna be making a lot of people sick in that theater. They're like, "Oh, right, I've been waiting to see you."
That's not true.
I'm all good. I'm all for making fun of myself. I used to do this back in high. Man, I used to get people rolling in elementary school making fun of myself. I even used to get the teachers used to get on me like, "Jeff, you're bullying yourself. Stop it." I'm like, but I love bullying myself.
Yeah. I have that same self-deprecating sense of humor. That's why I always say my books are going in the trash can. And
yeah.
The world's worst bully is yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody, this is the book. I don't know if y'all saw my video today. But this is what I'm starting on. The Rejected Ones. This is my next read. Looking forward to it. I've already started on a little bit earlier, so yeah. All right, Brenda. Yeah, I saw a video. I ought to just wait till she comes back before I start talking good about her. But yeah, I saw a video the other day Brenda made where she was actually reading from one of her books. And I'm like, we got to get you up here live and do some reading. Like, she's got a really good voice for her books and everything. I'm like, wow. Yeah. I mean, I was sold. I'm sitting there listening. I'm like, wow, this is very interesting. I said, yeah, I'm definitely getting one of her books here shortly. As soon as I get the chance, I'm hoping to get one here soon. I'm going to get on Kindle to start with. Yeah, and I might be able to get some paperbacks here soon, I'm hoping.
I did a live with her once, her and Marianne, and we talked about Without Saying Goodbye for quite a while. And I was like, you could definitely do these lives, like, routinely.
Yeah.
Like, she interviewed me, just like we interviewed tons of authors. We've interviewed probably half the authors in this chat room, maybe even more.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually asked her weeks ago. Actually, I even asked her before you and me started teaming up, if I'm not mistaken. Heck, I think she was she may have been the third or fourth person I asked. I could tell she was kind of reluctant, so I didn't want to press the issue because I didn't want nobody doing that with me, trying to And then I like, okay, I'll do it. And then when I get up there, I either freeze or I'm not feeling comfortable and I make it look bad. That's why I waited until I was completely okay to do this. And even sometimes I still kind of have my moments, but it's not as bad as it used to be.
No, I forgot.
Impromptu helped me out a lot. I think Shay and Clint was what helped get me through the whole, live thing.
For sure. I've done impromptu so many dang times.
Yeah.
And you're right.
I've done it quite a bit.
It really
I
is
enjoy it.
cutting your teeth.
It's fun to do. I really enjoy it. And I love to get up there and watch as much. I try to watch them every Thursday to support the other authors that are up there. And so many authors I've met because of impromptu. I'll start messaging them after the impromptu. And that's how I met. I didn't. Well, let's just rephrase. That's how I re-met Kristen. Because me and Kristen, I forget how I met her. And it could have been from impromptu way back. And then I lost touch with her for a long time. Like, because this algorithm mess. And it's because you got so many people you talk to. But she wasn't someone we talked to every day, but once in a while. Mm-hmm. And then I lost touch completely. And then she happened to pop up on impromptu. What was it, back in February or January? I kept listening to her, and I'm like, I've seen her videos before. I know her. Mm-hmm. So I went and clicked on her profile, and I was like, yeah, that's one of the people I've lost touch with. So, yeah. I try to keep in touch with everybody. It's just sometimes it's hard.
Yeah, I agree. I don't try to keep in touch with everybody, but...
I try, but like I said, it is hard.
Oh, it's hot in here.
Appreciate that. Yeah, that's very true. Definitely true. And you got the new copy? Oh, Marianne, are you talking about A Soulless Death?
She must be.
Because yeah, it's the only one I put out that's new, right? Let me know if... So, do you have it on paperback or Kindle? Well, it don't matter. Does it have the trigger warning, and is it the newer version? Oh, good night, old lady Kristen.
It's early, though. It's not even 8.
Good night, Granny Moranny.
It ain't 8 o'clock yet.
It's not even 8. You can hold out. Come on. And I had to kind of, convince him to start getting out there. Even though he don't like people, and I told him he's got to start socializing and marketing. So I'm glad you guys forced him to start talking, too.
Yeah, I could see that, Kristen. Yeah, 4 in the morning. That's hard. I've used to do that a few times back in the day. Yeah, I can.
My alarm goes off at 4 in the morning. Nah, I snooze it for an hour. Then I go to work.
If I can get up at 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 in the morning, if it's on my own accord or if it's something I'm excited to do, if it's just something that I'm not into, I just can't do it. It's hard. I'm like dragging, which is odd. I think it's all about mind. It really is mind over matter. But the reason I was asking Marianne is because I just ordered the trigger warnings. It should, hold on. You know what I got right here?
Just think of it this way. The earlier you go into work, the earlier you should be getting out.
That's usually true, but some of them jobs I had, yeah. See if it's got a trigger warning, Marianne. If it's got a trigger warning,
Do you want the fan?
see the triggers? That should be a new. Oh, and by the way, how many pages is that paperback?
9,000.
Yeah. Because if it's over 367, then everything worked out. And I'm happy because the reason why I'm asking is because I just ordered a copy a couple of days ago for a lady on here. She wants to buy them from me through Venmo. She's paying me, through Venmo. So I'm ordering it, and I'm also giving her another book to go with it. And I'm signing them for her, and I'm going to send them to her. And I'm just scared. I'm paranoid. I'm just hoping that it's the new version that comes in. 417, everything's good then. It should. Yes.
That's good.
Yeah. Because I added some more things to it. I also added an epilogue to this book. It didn't ever, oh yeah, that's another thing I could have asked her, if the epilogue, if it has one on there. That was another, I didn't even think about it until right then. Because the original didn't have one, because the original book was never planned to be a sequel. It was supposed to be a straight up standalone, and that's it. But now I got plans of going further with this book. All right, cool. That's everything worked out, man. Awesome. I just don't understand why I didn't do that with a novelist. Okay, we all went quiet. We all went quiet. Everybody just boop.
Oh, just dropped right off.
Yeah.
I had to go get my lighter. My stuff went out.
I've been working on Crossroads. I'm thinking about. Oh, and Stephanie James is up here. At least she was earlier. She might still be 30 chapters. Yeah, that's what, 30 chapters?
What's going on, SJ, if you're still in here?
Has anybody read the Lord series?
Everything's good. But the Crossroads, the new one, I'm thinking about calling it Heart and Soul. There's a reason for that name, if she wants to keep it. Now, I was going to ask her up here, if you don't feel like keeping that name, you want to change it up, you do what you want on that part. I'm not going to hold nothing against it. I just like Heart and Soul, which I think she'll understand why. I think I explained it to her why I'm calling it Heart and Soul. I won't say it to anybody else unless you've read the first Crossroads. You have to read the first Crossroads in order for Heart and Soul to make any kind of sense.
What are the odds that she's always driving when we're doing these lives? She must do a lot of driving.
That she's probably getting out of work at the same time you guys do this at that.
Yeah.
She could be driving home or driving to work.
I hear you, Marianne.
Yeah.
I should have got you to do the editing for Soulless Death for me. Yeah. That was rough. I had to re-edit almost the entire book. Whew. I mean, It wasn't like it was god-awful. It's just, you could tell, if you were to open up my original right here and read it and then read Melvin's Labyrinth, you would literally go, huh? That's not the same guy. I mean, you could tell it's the same guy, but the way I wrote it, it was different. You can literally get both those books and go, okay, he wrote this when he was 7. He wrote this one just yesterday.
I gave Marianne what I have of the sequel to Mishka, which I read the base notes of it. I haven't gone all the way through it yet, but my thought was, oh, she'll have something to do for a little while, and it'll help me in the long run. And then I did the same for Shay. I was like, hey, take a look at this, give me some notes, whatever. And they both wrapped it up really quickly. So now, because I'm still working on the other project, I don't really have time to go through and do a round of those notes, but I have them saved, so. Well, thank you. It was good. Also, there wasn't that much. It was like, I don't remember, 20-something thousand words or something. Because the book's like maybe halfway.
Yeah, my next few books, I'm going to write like thin books like you've done, Clarence. I feel like I could get these out a little bit quicker. And because of Kristen's idea, which she's not up here to say this part now, but she got me thinking, and now I'm more dedicated than ever to do it the direction she was talking about. I could take my Demonic Crusades, instead of it being a whole 6-book series, we can make it longer. And because I've already got a book 3 planned, and I think what I'm going to do is start making those books about 300 pages, no more than that, and it'll continue until that end, and they'll come out quick, and I can make them cheaper. I can actually mark down the prices better. I could probably sell these books for $14, $15. You know what I mean? And more people will be able to buy it instead of this 20. And, I feel bad for some of my books being priced like that. I really do. I don't want to sell them like that. But, like, for example, one of the Demonic Crusades, I think it was my latest one, my newest one. I have it at $22, $23. But I tried to go about $18, $17. I got like 34 cents in return. I'm like, good God. So it's like, dang.
Yeah. So I'm not great at doing sequels. I've never successfully done a sequel. I've tried a couple of times, but I got really up into my head about, this character and being with her for a long period of time, I was afraid that I was going to mess some stuff up, and I want it to be a trilogy. I have an idea for the third book. I won't spoil too much, but I'm hoping to get a lot of closure that the series needs. But like, it happened in the first book too. I got to a certain point and I just kind of got stuck, and I got a good chunk of the second book written, and then I got stuck again.
I haven't wrote a sequel yet. I mean, I know you can say, well, what about book 2? Technically speaking, it's not really a sequel. It's a continuance. It's a continued saga. But in retrospect, it kind of is a sequel, but I don't really consider it a sequel, if that makes sense. I honestly think the first sequel that I'll end up writing was going to be The Novelist in the Lake House, but now that I can't get the original out, so I'm going to have to figure something out on that. But there's a good chance I might do the sequel to A Soulless Death in the near future. I might do it next year. Maybe next spring. Maybe in the... I doubt I'll do it in the fall this year.
You might be able to do an omnibus with it too. So if you were to write the sequel, wrap that up, and you could put them in one book together.
Yeah.
You could do book 1 and book 2. It's called an omnibus.
But yeah, the whole thing about the Demonic Crusades, and I was thinking of it in my head today because book 3 was going to be pretty big. Because, this is the ending of the Ancient Times saga, of at least of this storyline. Now, the thing is about this is if I was to get a lot of big fans, just eating it up, Demonic Crusades can venture out like the way they do with Star Wars. So many different characters and other different worlds. Mm-hmm. It's endless. Like, I kid you not when I say this. I could have 40 different publishing companies, and you can bring me 40 different studios that want to film and want book versions, and I could do comic books, and none of them would be the same character or the same world. Like, I'm not kidding when I say this stuff. It's mass. It's that big. It's a whole world, and it's endless. And I mean endless.
Yeah. I don't have that. Whatever that is, a lot of people do, but I don't have that.
I have that bad. I sometimes wish I didn't, but I do. But I'm glad I do, but I have it bad. Like, it's bad. It's all I do is ideas. I got so many ideas, I'm making myself go insane because I can't write it all down fast enough. I want to write it. I want the whole world to see the stuff. It ain't even about getting rich. It's just, I don't know.
When I subbed for Impromptu, Shay and I interviewed these very nice ladies, and they were a writing team, and they were talking about doing 12-book series, and I was like, oh my god.
Yep, I remember them. Yep.
I think there would have to be two of me to do a 12-book series.
Demonic Crusades may turn out to be that way now because I'm spreading it out. I'm going to make the pages fewer, so it's going to cause more book series. But it makes more sense to do it the other way, this way I mean, because when I do it that way, it's going to be anywhere from 200 to 300 pages, which I could sell it cheaper that way. The readers could get through it quicker. I can also write it faster. So you wouldn't have to wait so long for me to pump out a big 800-page book, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So you're waiting longer for me to write that than it would for me to do it too. Because y'all saw how fast I wrote Crossroads. And I did not rush that book. I did not rush it by no means. I took my time with it. But the thing is, when I was writing it, everything was like as if I was writing it off something. Because the ideas were there. I'm just writing what's in my head. Or what I'm envisioning. And it just writes itself. So, yeah.
I can't imagine there being a book 4 for Mishka. I think it's just going to be 3. And I think I'm going to struggle to get 3 out, too.
Yeah, Marianne, you're great about that.
Yeah,
Marianne's
the best.
Yeah, I'm trying to get you some books here sometime, Marianne. If nothing else, I can make up for me not being able to send you stuff. Maybe I can send you some of my rough drafts and let you edit it and have some fun with it, Yeah, thank you, Stephanie. I appreciate that. Yeah, like I said, with Crossroads, and I think the reason why that book was written so quick is because I was just excited. That was one exciting book because I was just so intrigued on writing about the folklore of the Crossroads. And the second book that I'm writing, I should have been halfway, but because of all this stressing and everything, but I'm getting on it. It's coming along good. It's actually going in a great direction. It's phenomenal so far. I like it.
Yeah. I've been working on the secret project, and it's coming along. I haven't gotten stuck on it yet, so that's good. It's a little slower than some of my other books. I'm not getting to as much as I'd like, but I'm getting there. I also have like a really good idea as to like the direction it's going. Also, I never anticipated there being a secondary character, but there ended up being one. Like, I created her, and I was like, well, I might need her for a certain scenario, but then all of a sudden she just started sticking around, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess you're a part of the you're a part of the team now.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like I said, with A Soulless Death, I never had no plans to do a sequel. I mean, I could. Back in the day, I even thought of it. I said, nah, I want this to be a standalone. But because of some of the feedback I've gotten, and then when I went back and re-edited and add some of these darker themes, it hit me. I'm like, man, I could pull off an awesome sequel. We could go more supernatural with it. Mm-hmm. And it's not like it don't have to technically... It's kind of hard to explain this part. It could be one of those where it can register as a sequel, or it could register as a sequel in a parallel world. Where, this is hard to explain this part, where you love the first one so much that you don't want it to be touched, but the person did a second one, you can just pretend that second one's an alternate type book, if that makes sense. It's like certain movies. I've seen movies where so good, they've done a sequel, and it's like, it was okay, but it just didn't. I'll pretend like that sequel's kind of an alternate world. So, yeah.
How about not a parallel world,
Yeah.
but just a spin-off within the same world?
That's kind of what Crossroads 2 is. It's like a parallel universe, but it's still... God, it's hard to explain this part unless you've read the first book. It's like going back to the first book, but you're starting off at a certain key point, and you're going from there now. If that makes... It's kind of like Back to the Future in a way. Take Back to the Future, all right? So you're going to take this book, Crossroads, and you're going to go back in time to a certain scene, and from there is going to be the new version of what you're reading. So the other stuff is like it didn't happen, but it did, but it's kind of like lost memory in the computer world. If that... Yeah.
I think Brenda kind of nailed it. I think Dr. Sleep is an appropriate comparison because in The Shining, you don't really follow the son, you follow the dad, but they're in the same universe. And then in the sequel, you follow the son at much later, like 30 some odd years later. It's a pretty good comparison.
That was actually a pretty good movie. I never did read the book.
I really enjoyed Dr. Sleep. Say what you will. I thought it was good.
It was. I actually enjoyed it. It was. And I liked the way they brought back the whole vibe of The Shining. They had the music to it. They had the whole... I mean, it was just... I loved it. I was really a big fan of that. I'm like, yes! And I like how they did that. I guess it was AI, in a way, I suppose, where they made all the main characters, like Jack Nicholson's character, look just like him, in a way. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah. I don't know if that's an AI as much as what it... green screen or something like that. I forget what they call it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was actually pretty cool. I like that. Because some sequels, you wait so many years. I've seen where they'll take other characters and put them there, and it just did not fit at all. It's like, you know what? You should have just went ahead and done a remake if you were going to go and do this. But
yeah. So I thought the True Knot was one of King's better series of villains. Like, Rose the Hat is equally as enchanting as she is terrifying.
She was actually a really cool character. I didn't think I was going to like that character at first. At first, when I started watching it, I'm sitting there watching this, and I'm sitting there thinking, which direction is he going to go? Because I didn't get to read the book. Mm-hmm. And as the movie continued, I was really enjoying her character. I'm like, wow, she is an awesome bad guy. I like her. She's cool. She's really fun and very mysterious-like, too. Very mystique-like. I like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same. Yeah, I haven't looked at Fairy Tale yet. It's on the list. My TBR is never ending. You guys turn them out way too fast. That's the problem. You guys turn out books way too fast, and some of you psychopaths have like 700-page novels.
Not me. I don't write that big.
Hey, at
I
least
only
it's
did
an app.
1, 2, 3, 4. Nah, I ain't got that many, but that one was almost 700. This one's 4 something, and that one's, well, technically speaking, these are supposed to be one book, but they got
Yeah.
split up. But it's over 900, nearly 1,000 pages,
The
and that's not
audiobook I'm
even.
listening to right now is 30 or 31 hours long.
Whew.
That's a lot.
But I love writing long, thick books like that, though. Because
105,000 words.
you can, I know, but you can fit so much in it. But I never thought it through. You see, here's my thing. I think this is subconsciously. I was afraid to make them small and pump out more because I felt like people were going, "Oh, you're just trying to get money out of it." But that actually makes more sense than making it big and thick and more expensive by doing. If that that's the way I'm seeing it now. I'm seeing the picture differently. So now I'm like, oh, okay. Had I known, this one would have only been 300 pages, maybe 2 something. It would have been a thinner book, but yeah, it's all good though.
Yeah. I just write the stories the way that they come to me, and if they come to me small, they are the way they are. I don't know.
It's like this one, Creepy Tales. It's what, 2 something? Yeah, a little over 273. This wasn't meant to be a long book. It was just a bunch of different narratives in it and such. And the only reason it went a little longer is because the main story, I actually ended up adding some things there when I got to the end of the book. I was like, you know what? I just wasn't ready to close the book yet. I was having too much fun writing it. I was like, you know what? Let's add some things after their storytelling and have some really creepy stuff happen. And I ended up doing it.
I ended up with 2 stories that I really enjoyed that didn't have a home. So I had written these 2 stories. One of them was called The Quiet Game, and one of them was called Mr. Thorpe's Bell. And like I really enjoyed them, but Mr. Thorpe's Bell was a weird size where like nobody would really take it because it was a little too long to be a short story, yet a little too short to publish on its own. Anyway, when I started putting the Diamond Highway together, I was like, they didn't technically get published anywhere, but I was like, I can put them in this collection as like bonus stories. So I have 2 short stories that I tagged onto the end of the Diamond Highway that have never been published anywhere else that are like bonus stories that I couldn't really find a home for anywhere else.
Yeah. Well, it was pretty smart how you did, like what you told me you did with the rejected ones, how you just took some of the stories and just put them in one book. Some of the stories you said that just didn't make it or whatever, and you ended up... I like how you did that. That was really smart. It was really cool and very creative, too.
Oh, thanks.
It was very creative. Because you still gave it life. You know, you gave it that chance to at least, have a chance.
You're going to
I feel
fall
like
again.
everyone...
I got it.
What did you need?
This is what we're talking about right here.
Yeah. It's
The
awesome.
Diamond Highway. It's another collection, so there are 12 in this one instead of 10. That's alright. Don't worry.
Yeah, I do. I like that too, Brenda. I like how you did that. It's really neat. I like that name.
Oh,
Blair.
the rejected
At
one.
first, when you really think about it, the rejected ones, it makes you think of like some cannibals or something, or a part of somebody's family that got rejected and they go off on a killing spree or something. That's the vibe I got when I first noticed the name. I was like, I wonder if it's anything like that. No, it ain't. But it's still cool though.
The greatest irony, and I swear my life is just a bitter irony, is that all of those stories were rejected at least once, some of them multiple times. And I put them all in that collection together, and that is my bestseller even now, even since The Diamond Highway has come out since then. Without Saying Goodbye has come out since then. That one still sells better than all of them.
Yep. Even
Yeah, that's another thing too, Brenda. It was just like that. Yeah, people who that's the vibe I was getting. Somebody that was rejected, or out of society, because yeah, and he could literally do that.
I suppose it is. I suppose it was already my niche of people. That was already my audience before I came up with that book. They were already ostracized and rejected by society.
Yeah, That's very true. Well, I don't reject. It would take a lot. It would take. I don't know how to explain it. I just can't see myself rejecting a story. I like giving everything a chance, at least a shot. You know,
Yeah.
that's just me though. I like giving everything a try.
It sucks, but I've had to reject some. On the other half of the the redacted tales, where we do the narrative stories, I've had to reject a few, and it sucks. It's painful, but sometimes you read it and you're just like, this isn't really what I'm looking for. This isn't really.
Yeah. But you know, you can always do like I do too, because I've actually, believe it or not, I've rejected some ideas in some of these books, and it pained me to do it. And I said, you know what, though? I can recycle this scene or this character or a part that I had an idea for and use it in a different book. Just change it up some. You know, it's kind of like spare parts. You know, and I've done that. It's like copy paste kind of. I just change it up to where it fits. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, there is a few scenes in Melvin's Labyrinth. As a matter of fact, the scene with the soulless man that's actually in this book was supposed to be in A Soulless Death, and I took it out. I decided not to keep it. I ended up having that scene in the Melvin's Labyrinth. It went a little different than it originally was supposed to be. It was actually going to be a little darker themed, but I didn't want that. I was like, no, because this theme works just fine. It didn't need to be a dark like theme. I mean, I guess some readers will be like, I don't know, it's kind of dark to me because of what he tried to do. And I was like, yeah, that's a good point, but yeah.
Look at who's in the building. Clint Baker. The newlywed. Congrats, Clint.
I didn't see him pop up. Unless, you know, I was looking away too. How you doing, Clint?
Oh yeah, I have sort of the same thing happens to me, Jeff. My brain has multiple ideas at once, and some of them never shut up. Like the one that I'm working on right now made a lot of noise inside my head when I first started it. Thankfully, I've typed enough of it that it's kind of quieted down. But every now and again, it'll still kind of keep me up at night.
Yeah.
Just a world of what ifs.
Mm-hmm. I'm still shocked at my Demonic Crusade books because I never even pictured the complete layout. I just started writing. I said, all right, let me get an idea flowing and we'll see where it goes. Because I am notorious for starting a book out with an idea that's already in my head and let's see where it takes me. If I hit that chapter and then I hit chapter 2 and I don't have to take much of getting up and walking around or jotting down a few things and it's just coming to me, we're ready to go for the most part. If I have to do a lot of stopping and thinking, then that book don't need to be ready. I need to put it aside and go to something else. And I'm notorious for that. That's how I know if a book is ready, if I can just flow right on through.
It looked like you were about to pick your nose.
No, I was scratching.
Yeah, I'm just saying what it looked like.
Yeah. I'm notorious for not finishing stuff. So I have like a folder of unfinished books and unfinished stories and stuff. So every once in a while, when I'm flush out of ideas, I'll go through that and I'll find something, touch it up and finish it. And
It's cool how a lot of other authors do that too. I was always wondering if I was the only one, because I never really met too many people that do stuff like that. So it's kind of cool to be able to meet some others that takes ideas, as I would call it, recycled ideas, and add it to another book. It's really neat.
Yeah, we call it the archives, but basically it's just a folder of unfinished stories.
Yeah, that would make an interesting book. Unfinished ideas, and it's a book of ideas that you just randomly put together in a book, and just to see what it would look like. And then you never know; it could turn out to be really something neat. And be like, okay, we'll make a little short novella out of it, and you can always post it for free or really, really cheap price, just for the fun of it, just so people can be like, unfinished ideas. What is this? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that anybody would pay for it, but maybe.
I don't know. If they're notoriously fans of your writing, then yeah, they will. someone like Marianne, Bree, whoever that buys from you constantly, yeah, they probably would.
Maybe.
A lot of times I feel like they're just buying from us to help us. They don't care. Not joking. They're like, yeah, he's all right, but I got to tell him he's really good to keep him going.
I got to listen to Marianne and Brenda talk about Without Saying Goodbye at great length, and I don't think you can fake that kind of enthusiasm.
Oh, no. I'm just being silly. I know they like...
Easy there, Diddlefingers.
Yeah, just hit my funny bone on this stupid cabinet behind me. God almighty.
I need to talk about the story with the pumpkins in the park.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
The story with the pumpkins in the park?
Yeah. The problem, Marianne, is I don't really remember it. And I might have a copy of it here somewhere, but that is gone out of my memory. I wrote that story over 10 years ago.
Dang it. It done flared up my nerves. My fingers are bending without me doing anything. I put my hand down and all my fingers have started bending. Like a tight bend.
Like a claw.
It's nerve. It's nerve. There we go. I got it loosened up now. It was a great story. Yeah, do you know what the story is, Clarence? Do you know what she's talking about?
Nope. I gave her a bunch of stuff, pumpkins infected by an alien parasite. I like that idea. That sounds like a great idea. No, it was too long ago. So she bought, I think what she's referring to was in the original cut of the Rejected Ones. There was a story. There was a different lineup of stories before the one that went out now.
And they attack trick-or-treaters.
I like that idea. Yeah. Yeah. And that one had poetry in it. Well.
Yeah, I actually put a little bit of poetry in Melvin's Labyrinth.
Beautiful.
Not like
I think I remember.
I wouldn't say it was like a lot in it, but there were some parts.
I don't remember.
No one would suspect the pumpkins. Yeah.
That is the secret stash.
Whoa.
I think that's the Blacktop Kings.
Secret stash. What are you talking about?
He's in the closet.
So he's fixing to come out of the closet here shortly, right?
Look, he's out of the closet.
Yep.
That is the original cover, and it's so much smaller than... Basically, I kept the ISBN number, I kept the name, and I redid the whole thing with 10 different stories. Because these ones, in my opinion, were not very great. I was young and naive.
So why don't you reamp them and put them into another? How many of those survived in this one?
I don't think any of them transferred.
So
Was it called Mischief Night? Was that?
Pumpkin story.
Oh! You can do it on reamp them, and then you can name it Fully Rejected. Because you rejected him as the author.
Double rejected.
See? Boom!
Oh, you guys.
Rejected.
I think this might be damaging to my reputation if I try to read this.
Oh, no, you can't be no worse than me. I've read
it. Read it. Come on, guys, chant it. Read it. Read it.
I was very young and naive when I wrote this.
Yeah. And you can touch it up. See? Look. Read it. Read it. Read it. Read it. Read it. Read it.
All right, everybody. Settle down. Settle down. I did tell Jeff that I might do a reading tonight. This is not what I had in mind. I was thinking something good. But all right.
You're gonna hear a
Watch-
very
watch
young
every one of
Clarence
us actually
Carter.
Huh?
I said, watch every single one of us are going to actually like this, where you're going to be like, it happens. That happens a lot. Where you don't feel comfortable with it, but yet, surprisingly, others think it's good. So.
All I can say is this is going to be just as much of a surprise for me as it is to you because, like I said, I wrote this over a decade ago, and I don't remember it at all. So... Mischief Night by me, apparently. It was late October, just one more day until Halloween. Some may call this the most fun holiday there is. We called it Mischief Night. My pal Carl and I were looking for a cheap thrill. We spoke via text, trying to figure out what we were going to do. He came up with the brilliant idea that we would go pumpkin smashing. It was just a little harmless fun. We would destroy some decorations and get a few chuckles, so we decided that we would meet up in the park. It was called Drescher Park. It was the same one that Carl and I played in as kids. We were going to wait until it was dark. That way it was less likely that we would get caught. Carl was pretty good at coming up with things to do, although we usually didn't cause much trouble. Our usual activities consisted of talking about girls and playing video games. I stared out my bedroom window. One of those inflatable jack-o'-lanterns was on my neighbor's lawn. That guy was a real prick. How I would love to stab a hole in that thing. Watch it deflate. My mother was downstairs. She was bagging little bags of candy for the kids. The sun was beginning to set. I told my mother I had to go. Carl needed some help on his homework. That was a lie, but she didn't know the difference. I closed the door behind me. I began to walk down the street. It seemed rather spooky. Some of the street lights were off. The decorations were all that lit the empty street in front of me. A skeleton hanging from someone's mailbox spooked me a bit. It was as if the thing was staring at me as I walked by. I tried not to look at it. Those types of things get in your head. Shadowy figures would play tricks on me. The creepier part of the night was the fact that there were no sounds. Not a car, not a dog barking, just silence. All that I could hear was the wind howling through the trees. It was cold outside. Very cold. Being the stubborn guy that I am, I left my coat on the railing to the stairs. I could see my breath. Each time I exhaled, a puff of smoke would come out. When we were kids, we used to pretend that we were smoking cigarettes. I rubbed my hands together in hopes that the friction would warm me up just a bit. I could see Drescher Park at the end of the road. I had never been in the park in the middle of the night. It was chilling. It was desolate and vacant. Something you'd see in a horror flick. All that lit it up was the moon. The wind blew the swings around, and they made a rather eerie squeak. Carl was nowhere to be found. I pulled out my cell phone. No new messages. I shot him a quick text. Dude, what are you doing? Then I just sat on the swings, waiting. I pushed myself forward, effortlessly, just enough to make a little motion on the swing. I was a bit nervous. I wasn't much of a troublemaker. This was my first night doing anything on Mischief Night. A few minutes had passed by. I checked my phone. It had one of those low rings to it. Sometimes I didn't hear it when it went off. Still 0 messages. I put my hands in my pockets with the phone, trying to keep them out of the cold for a bit. I could see something off in the distance, coming from the same direction that I had. It looked like the silhouette of a person standing on the edge of the woods. It was so dark and so far that I couldn't tell. It could have been just a tree. I knew it was freaking me out. My phone went off, finally. I took a peek to see if it was Carl. It was. He had replied, almost there. My eyes shot around looking for him. He could appear from any of the 3 side streets that led to the park. I gazed around. I checked to see if that shadowy figure could have been him. It was gone. My heart skipped a beat. My eyes began racing back and forth, trying to find that figure. Maybe I misjudged where it was. Though I looked all over in panic, I found nothing. I could see someone walking down the street. I could tell by the way he walked it was my friend Carl, so I began walking towards him. We met in the middle, and I told him the park was kind of creepy at night. He agreed. We had to walk all the way through the park and down a small trail. On the other side was where we planned on smashing some pumpkins. We walked together, cautiously, keeping our eyes out, though it was most likely nothing. We talked about how fun it was going to be, smashing pumpkins, getting back at some people from school and such. We got all the way through the park when Carl said, "John, look." We stood at the top of the walking trail. Down at the bottom was a pumpkin. Not just any pumpkin, one with a message. We walked down close enough to read it. Carved into the front of it was a warning. It said, "We are coming for you." I looked at Carl, who seemed a bit hesitant. I told him it was probably some kids just like us messing with people. He didn't seem to think so. He was convinced the warning was for us. I asked him, "Who even knows we're down here?" He nodded his head, as if to say I was right. I grabbed the pumpkin and took it off the trail. As soon as we reached the black top, smash! I threw it with all my power. The guts of the pumpkin seeds splattered all over. I looked at Carl. He had some of the orange stringy stuff stuck to his cheek. We both erupted into laughter that really broke the tension. Down the road a little ways, we saw more decorations. This was our moment. We could see pumpkins on the porch and some inflatable ghosts on the lawn. We walked by the side of the road, keeping our eyes peeled. There was only the one house in sight at the moment. There was a giant field across the street. We approached the house. Carl jumped on one of the ghosts as if it were a wrestling partner. I kept my eyes on the window as I climbed onto the porch. I grabbed the pumpkin right by the stem and flung it. It landed on the street with a thud. I heard some rustling in the house. Someone must have heard us. I whispered for Carl to go. In no time the house was lit up and an old man came running out the door. We tucked away in some bushes with a clear view of the old man. He hollered up a storm, then went back inside. Carl was trying his best not to bust out laughing. We walked the opposite way, headed back toward the park. He intended on walking past the trail, but there was something there. At the foot of the path was another pumpkin. In it was carved another message. "We warned you." That was freaky as hell. Carl and I both looked at each other, then looked all around us. Nothing. He told me that we would probably go home. I agreed. So we began our way up the path. About halfway up, I looked at the top of the path. My heart began to race. There was a figure there. I couldn't make out what it was. I didn't dare go forward, and Carl didn't see it yet. He looked at me. He saw it, standing at the opening of the trail. He looked too. We both stared at the figure, petrified. We looked back, down the path. There was nothing there. We began walking quickly, occasionally looking behind us. It never moved. At the bottom of the path, something didn't seem right. Both of the pumpkins were gone. The smashed one and the non-smashed one. We looked around. They were gone without a trace. We really began to panic. We were walking at a very fast pace when something came out of the walking trail. It was a man, dressed as a clown. He was holding a baseball bat. I screamed, "Run!" Carl and I both raced down the street. The clown chased us. My chest was on fire from running. Our hearts were beating out of our chests. I was terrified, racing through the night, a possible killer behind us. No words or coherent thoughts could break. I just kept running. I looked back to see if he was closing in on us, and he was gone. Carl looked back. Nothing. He very well could have hid in the nearby woods or something. We made our way back into the park. We kept our eyes open, looking in all directions. Out of the woods behind us came two more clowns. One was the same as before. This time he had company. The other clown was carrying a big, thick chain. We ran again, screaming and gasping for air. Ahead of us was the utility shed for the park. We had to run past it in order to get out of the park. We gasped and panted as we ran for our lives. I could hear the chain as it was dragging at his feet. Horrendous thoughts filled my head. We drew closer to the shed. Right as we were about to pass it, another clown emerged from behind it. We were surrounded. This clown had blood coming from his mouth. He held a crowbar. We were basically doomed. Carl and I stood back to back. This was an awful way to die. We were sweating bullets as they slowly closed us in. They moved in, slow and quiet. It was horrifying. When they had us boxed in completely, they raised up their weapons. I clutched my eyes shut as I trembled in fear. My whole life began to flash before my eyes. This was it. I waited to be pummeled by the murderous clowns, but it didn't happen. I opened my eyes. Gotcha, one stated, and they all erupted in laughter. 3 guys from our school had pranked us. They began to tell the story. It turns out that one of the text messages that was sent went to one of those guys. That's when they formulated this plan. They wanted to have some fun on Mischief Night, too. I could barely breathe, and Carl looked as if he was going to faint. I wouldn't exactly think of this as funny. They had been following us, both, and tormenting us all along the way.
That's actually really good. And your wife gave us a reenactment as well.
I caught the tail end of that.
So I do have to say, I did not know was actually going to happen. So that was all impromptu.
Yeah, it was actually really good. That's why I was actually trying to, I was like, oh my God. Like I was listening and everything, and I'm listening and I'm watching her. So it's kind of like if you couldn't hear you could watch her to know by pretty much what he's reading. It was pretty good.
And at one point, I did make it a little creepy.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, it was actually really good. It was like Brenda just said, it would make a fantastic Halloween story. Yeah, you need to bring some of that stuff back, recycle that stuff. Right, I'm saying, you never know.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, I'm trying to think.
There are a lot of things I would do differently with that.
See, that's why it's called a reamp.
It's like that story. I wish I could remember that story now. But there was a story that I read, which I've told everybody on this live before. I read it in my English class back when I was in high school and got a big standing ovation. And I'm like, what? And it wasn't even one of my best materials. It was just something I put together for the assignment. And everybody was like, man, I got Stephen King and oh man, I said his name earlier. Now I can't remember his name. The one that did Signs. M. Night Shyamalan. They said they got vibes of M. Night Shyamalan and Stephen King just from that story. They said that it reminded them of Sixth Sense, The Shining, and I think they even said somebody in there was talking about it reminded them of Edgar Allan Poe. What was it? The House of Usher or something? I think, or I forget now.
Fall of the House of Usher.
Yeah, the Fall of the House of Usher. So I'm like, oh wow, I didn't really think about it. I mean, because it had something to do with the graveyard. Something with the story where the person didn't know but they were still alive. Or no, they didn't know they were dead, and yet they were still alive, living normal life. And that's where they got the Sixth Sense. The graveyard, I think, was reminding. I even forgot half the things now. That was a long time ago, but yeah. So
when people compare me to other people, I don't expect Stephen King or any of those. I usually expect like Helen Keller.
Stop it.
I don't expect to be, considered anybody, but I'm just saying, you just never know. Sometimes you got that one story and it might not be that big a deal to yourself, and I don't know.
I expect somebody to read my book and then ask, who wrote this, Ray Charles?
Oh, man.
Here's my lighter.
Oh, your knife is up there somewhere.
My knife?
Right here.
I thought I lost it.
I found it open on the floor in that room.
Fucking Benjamin.
About this? Talk about this thing? Oof.
Where did you publish that at?
I did this way back in the day. So before they called it KDP, they called it Create Space or something like that. Yeah.
So Zahn goes far back then. Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Dang.
And this was the original lineup, and there was that Create Space, yeah.
Well, I need to make a phone call.
There's a
Also, look how pretty this thing is. Obviously, I'm not going to open it, but you guys can figure out what it is. It's so pretty. I thought it was lost when I went hiking. My fucking nephew, I tell you what.
Yeah, there's some like poetry and stuff in here.
I'm telling you, you should totally reamp it and kind of make it a sequel of the rejected ones.
We'll see.
Fully rejected, double rejected. You know, something rejected.
I I wrote a spoof Christmas poem that's in here as well that I completely forgot about.
Huh, nice. Yeah, I had I was actually going to write it. I was thinking about telling y'all about it because I'm going to write it in my next horror theme book that's coming out, probably, hopefully in the fall. But it's a book I want to write. It's going to be different, multiple stories. And there's a story in this book that takes place at Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. Every year on Thanksgiving, this house comes to life, and everyone in it's having their Thanksgiving feast. All right? It has to be it starts at a certain time and ends at a certain time. Well, the story is there was this burglar, him and his buddy, scoping out houses to rob and such, and they happen to see this house lit up. And they're like, wait a minute, someone remodeled this place because it was abandoned, the last time we came through here. And they're like, huh, well, let's sit back and check these people out and wait till a little bit later, and we'll go in there and, and mug, do their thing. The main guy sits at the table. He's having his feast with his family and everything. It's like remarkable. But just as soon as I'm thinking about making it be like 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 11. As soon as the time hits, everything vanishes. And the house is once again deserted. Story goes, and I'm just going to make a long story out of a short, or make a short story out of a long story. The story goes, everyone that day were accidentally killed, and it happened on Thanksgiving, and it's like this guy who was the last of the entire family somehow or another gets a Thanksgiving reunion every single year at that location. They come back for like nothing ever happened. He gets that one day of the year with his entire family, and
were they killed by zombie turkeys?
Yeah. Sorry.
That is a sweet idea. I like that idea. It is sweet, but it's also kind of sad.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot more to it. I'm just kind of don't want to ruin it because I think everybody will enjoy the actual story to it because it's very emotional and it's very spooky. And the guys is getting ready to mug it. They're on their way down to the house, and when they get to it, it's like normal abandoned house. And they're like, what the freak? So it's a really good story. It's a story I came up with like 3 or 4, maybe even 5 years ago. And I've been wanting to write it, and I ain't never found the time to actually fit it into something because it's not really meant to be a big story on its own. I mean, I could, but I feel like if I made it into a big book, it could draw it out and ruin it. So I decided to keep it as a short story. So I'm going to add it to one of my short story books.
I like it. I feel like it would be a little bit better if there was a zombie turkey, but who am I to judge?
Yeah.
Yeah, like they're getting ready to, cut the thing, and then it just comes to life and it just attacks.
I had that sound effects while you were cutting yourself.
Not Thanksgiving, it's my birthday. Yeah.
Well,
it don't really have to be a Thanksgiving, really. It's just it happened to. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, that idea popped on Thanksgiving Day some years back. So, yeah.
Yeah, I like it. We're keeping it a Thanksgiving story. Sorry, Marianne.
Yeah. I told that story to someone, and it was. I don't remember who it was I was telling it to. They said that that's very sad. They said that's a very emotional. If you go in a certain way with it, it can be very emotional. So it's meant to be, but at the same time, it's meant to be creepy emotion. But it varies on how I go about it, I suppose. Stay away from Friday the 13th.
I got my number 13.
I'm just gonna turn it just a little bit further.
Yep. What was your favorite Friday the 13th? your favorite movie out of the whole series? All of them that's ever been made.
10.
10?
Yeah. Or X.
Really? Okay, I got you.
It's not very good, but it's so ridiculous that it's good.
The kills in it were actually kind of cool, though. There were some pretty cool kills in it. Yeah, my favorite, though, it's really hard because it's like picking between 3, 4, and 6. But I'm going to probably go with 6, because 6 was so cool. 6, and that's awesome because when you really think about it, not ever do you ever say a movie that goes past a part 3 or a part 4 would you ever say it's just as good as or better than the original. And part 6 is. Part 6 is so cool. The nostalgia of that one. That's the one Jason Lives, the one where he came back as like the zombie Jason.
Yeah.
Pretty much was after that. I liked it though. It was so cool.
When he's, I don't know what, dead-eyed or whatever.
Yeah. It was cool how they did that one. Part 3 was really cool, and so was Part 4. Part 2 was actually really neat, believe it or not. But yeah, I was just curious.
My introduction into film was actually Friday the 13th fan film. It was the my very first job in the indie film space, and it was not very good. Definitely don't check my IMDb page ever.
Well, you know what? Me and my buddies, actually, it was me and my uncle and some friends got together, and we did a Freddy versus Jason versus Michael Myers. And made a storyline out of it, and actually got a bunch of friends from high school that came over and performed with us. We did literally pulled it off. I was Michael Myers, my uncle was Jason, and my other friend was Freddy Krueger. And it worked.
Nice.
It was cheesy, but it was fun. We weren't doing this as a thing to make, no, we were just doing it for fun. And it was around the time where Freddy versus Jason had just come out. And a lot of people kind of knocked that movie, but honestly, I think the reason why I enjoyed it so much is because if no one went to the theater to see that movie, you missed out. We went to the theaters, which of course I live around in a town with a bunch of Marines, so that made it even more impactful and fun. And we went and saw Freddy versus Jason in the theaters, and the whole thing. You remember Scream 2, how everybody was acting in the theater during Scream 2? It was kind of like that. But you got to hear the movie. But when the fight scenes occurred between Jason and Freddy, everyone was just, you had the Marines and everybody yelling at each other, Freddy's going to kick Jason's ass. No, Jason's going to kick Freddy's ass. It was like a fight going on for fun. It wasn't literally, certain, but it was fun. It was just, it was literally like watching the Super Bowl in a theater. Like, it was that exciting. Wow. I always said, I never could want to watch a movie with that kind of commotion, but that movie was perfect. And everything aligned with it. We heard the movie just fine. Didn't miss anything, and still had the fun of watching everyone down there just hooting around. It was crazy. I wish I had a video camera. I wish I'd recorded that.
Can you see the AI summary? Or is it just me?
I thought I saw one earlier.
It says, discussing a story about haunted houses on Thanksgiving, and then it says, suggest a zombie turkey.
What? Oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't see that, because if I'd have saw it, I'd have started laughing.
Yeah.
Zombie turkey.
Zombie turkey. I liked Freddy vs. Jason. The pacing is a little weird. The movie kind of goes by a little too fast. But people, I think, looked too much into it. It wasn't a movie to really be serious. It was more or less a fan movie. That's all it was. It was for fans. And the only reason they did it is because of the way they ended Jason Goes to Hell, with the whole Freddy coming up out of the ground and grabbing the mask and laughing. I always said when I was a kid and I watched this, I said, they're going to make a Freddy versus Jason one day. They did it a little later than I thought, but, they still had, I liked it. It's not what we would call great cinema, but none of them really were. But they're...
if you took the Friday the 13th and the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, the first ones could be considered serious.
Yeah.
Nightmare on Elm, to me, the best Nightmare on Elm Streets was the very first one, of course. Nightmare on Elm Street 3, The Dream Warriors,
Yeah.
I liked 4. I don't care what anybody says. I've argued with many people. 4 was freaking amazing in my opinion. I don't care what anybody says. But the Dream Master, that one was cool. And also, Wes Craven's New Nightmare that came out, what was it, 94? Yeah. He actually filmed that. I actually discovered this later after watching that. He filmed that during a time where they were actually having little mini quakes in L.A. The quakes during the movie were real. That was actually real footage. Yeah, that's what I've read. I'm like, wow, that's kind of cool.
Welcome to prime time, bitch.
Yeah, I love that line. That was and I also liked in Freddy on Nightmare on Elm Street, the 4th one, where he turned that girl's brother into a meatball. And he's like, what was his name again? I forget. He's like, you little meatball. And he jabbed the meatball and it was his head. And he ate. I'm like, oh my God, it's very disturbing. Just like when he turned that woman into a cockroach. He turned her into a roach and had her, he's how did it go? They check in, but they don't check out. I'm like, what the freak, dude? We used to have arguments back in the day, like nitpicks. Who would you rather get unalived by? Freddy, Jason, or Michael Myers, or Pinhead? I said, well, Pinhead, I don't want to deal with Pinhead because he'll turn you into one of them crazy Cenobites and I'm good. Or you'll be in that everlasting torment and I'm good. I definitely don't want Freddy because, Freddy is a jokester, but Freddy will get you on your worst nightmares. You know what I mean? He'll get you with your worst, fears. So, no, I don't want him. I'll deal with Jason or Michael Myers because I'll just run like you-know-what from them.
I think in some masochistic, messed up way, I think I'd rather have Freddy.
To a degree.
Yes, you're right that he would get you with your own worst fears. That's true. It would be ultimately terrifying, but there's also the part of me that's like, but it would kind of be funny though.
I was just going to say, now that, it would be, and then maybe there's a good way I could talk him out of it and join him. I'm like, hey, let me in on this. Let me in on this because I can do some really cool stuff. Here, let me give you a few pointers of some ideas I got, and he'll probably end up stabbing me in the spine or rip my spine out when I turn around. He'll be like, all right, we're on board. All right, cool. All right, fist bump. Yeah, turn around and end up probably getting
like a Mortal Kombat finishing move where you just rip his head off and pull his spine out. Something like that.
And we also used to talk about Chucky. I used to say, hey, Chucky would be fun. And I could probably talk my way out of it with Chucky. I could be like, hey, Chucky, give me a knife. Let's go, we'll go get this person. He might do it. But the thing that would bother me about Chucky is he does that voodoo stuff. So he could end up putting your soul in somewhere else or something. So I'd be a little nervous about that. And you can't let him fool you. Just because he was a doll, he was still strong. A lot of people didn't realize that. Because everybody's like, he's a doll. I'll just throw him around. Chucky's a lot more resilient more than you think.
Yeah. He's
and he don't know when to stop.
He's, in my opinion, was still one of the least, intimidating ones.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in the first Child's Play movie, before he gets, his face all ripped up and whatever.
Yeah,
and he's it's hard to take him seriously. You're like...
He was an ill, cranky serial killer.
Also, I can't remember if it was 1 or 2, but the mother had the right idea. She just chucked him in the oven. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of it.
Oh, the first one, you talking about when she threw him in the fireplace, or was there an oven?
I thought there was an oven. Maybe it was a fireplace. So I thought she had trapped him in it.
Yeah, that was the fireplace one, in the very first one.
Okay.
It's actually my favorite line in that movie. I can't say that on here, but it's my all-time favorite line of all the Child Play movies. Is when she's like, talk to me, damn it, I'm going to throw you in a fire. And the way he came to life was the most fun. I was a kid laughing at that. I was so amazed at how they did that music theme. If you ever get a chance, go back and watch that section. You'll see what I mean. The way they did that theme, he blinked his eyes and looked down. You stupid! I'll teach you. I died, dude. That was the funniest thing. I actually got a video. It's on YouTube where I actually filmed that part of the movie, and it's a scene where I'm dressed up as a cat and a dog. And the dog won't stop barking, and the cat's trying to watch. And he's like, shut up, I'm trying to watch this. It's really stupid, but it was just fun. It was just goofy videos I did to kind of get my mind off things at the time period. So, yeah. Knife and taco.
Hilarious.
Yep.
I think we've been running for an hour and a half. What do you think we wrap it up soon?
Yeah, I was waiting to see what you wanted to do. We got to talking and we started talking about these horror movies. And mosquitoes must have gotten in here. They're tearing my legs up. They usually don't get in my office. I must have had the door. You know what? I did have the door open earlier. They may have gotten in here. Can't stand in things. That's the bad thing about the summertime is them. Thank you, Jason. We appreciate it.
Sure do.
Yeah, we'll be interviewing Jason on Thursday if he's still planning to do that. It'll be at 9 p.m. It'll be right after Impromptu. So, of course, we won't be talking about horror movies, Jason.
Usually I would like to do like Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, but I have stuff going on Friday, so Thursday.
That's why when he mentioned Thursday, I felt like Thursday would be better for us this time around. So because of the filming. Yeah.
So on Friday night, for those of you who care, I will be at the award ceremony for the 48-hour film festival. So if you guys remember, a couple of weeks ago, I was helping a team out called Through the Door Productions on a little short film called The Heart of Darkness. That's what it was called. It was a comedy, and I ended up doing some makeup for them, and I ended up like puppeting a giant rubber duck.
No, that's right,
Yeah. So that's going to come out hopefully this weekend, and I'll share the link in the places and the stuff.
Yeah, we'll have to check that out. Yeah, I saw that little video you made where you were talking about it last week. Or was it last week? It could have, I don't know, time flies so fast it's hard to keep up with. But the one where you did this little short video, I don't forgot what it was called. It's on your YouTube channel thing. Or no, it's on 8 Sparks Media.
Was it Bug?
Yeah, that was, I actually liked that. That was funny. I saw the one where you're on the couch, you're like, I'm tired.
Getting getting swallowed up by the giant spider.
Yeah, just the way you did it, though. I was like, and what's even funnier is I had a feeling you were going to do something similar. I was waiting. I was like, he's going to do something. And sure enough, boom, you went, oh, man. I thought that was good.
Yep, so I will... I can't really post links on here for whatever reason, but I will post the links, and maybe I'll do a video and tell you guys where the video is. It's a comedy. It's not meant to be taken too seriously. It's the whole point of those festivals is to put a movie together in 48 hours. So that's why they're all so small. So we did that Bug, we did Lobster Stew, and we did the Scrog, all for those types of film festivals. And this time I just worked with a different team, but it's the same festival.
Nice. Yeah, that's probably a load of fun right there, though. And it just shows creative, just to see how creative people can get in such a short amount of time. It shows a lot. You see what somebody puts together, something that's very creative or really funny in such a short amount of time. It's like, okay, they got some talent here. So, yeah.
It really does challenge people quite a bit to sort of pull an idea out of nothing and come together. And it's good to stay sharp, So a lot of these people that enjoy doing the film stuff like I do don't get to do it as much as they would like because it's kind of expensive to do.
Yeah.
So with like the 48, you can do a version of it, and it's relatively cheap to do.
Yeah. I had planned to do some stuff like that similar years back. Like I said, things just didn't roll right. So it happens, but I kind of wish it would have went in the direction I had planned. Who knows what it could have been like today, but yeah.
That's all right. We'll get you back in action.
Yeah, that or my books can do it for me, which I've gotten more now where I just kind of honestly would just rather write. I mean, I don't mind making appearances. It's like if my books were to get turned into films and I can get some say-so, I'll probably make some appearances, and we'll see how my heart feels. I've always said that if I can make an appearance, I'll make a quick little one in one of my books, see how I feel, watch it when it's made, see if my heart's there, and if I felt it or I enjoyed it, then maybe the next one they get turned into a movie, then I'll make a decent more of an appearance, and then one day I might say, all right, you want to turn this book into a movie? I want to be the main character in this one. I mean, it's just, see how my heart feels. See if I'm still got it, or if it's still a passion, or if it's more or less just something to do. But the writing is the real passion for me. That's not going to fade. There is no, my mind changed. No, that's not going to happen. But
yeah, I put writing above everything else. Above film.
Writing is
above
I'm
the
more
makeup
reliant on that than anything else. I mean, I used to be a really good actor. I ain't acted in years. I mean, I guess in a way I still kind of do, with the whole dog and the voice. Because if you ever go and watch my YouTube and you see all those funny short clips of me with the cat mask or the dog, I never plotted any of that. I might plot it the first line, and I just kind of go from there. Everything's basically improvised. I don't, I might have a basic layout. Like, for example, this video, the name of it, or whatever is kind of what it is, but as far as all the things that are being said, I never wrote it down. I didn't even react it or any of it. I just hit record and went with it. Sometimes I did a different take, like if I ended it and I was like, let me look over this. I could do better. Let's do one more take, and I'll do another take on it. But
all right, everybody.
I was honestly better at improvising more than reading off a script. Even when I was in high school, we were doing drama club. I was better at just, because the drama teacher said, well, let's see what you can do. And he didn't tell everybody, and he didn't tell me. He just said, do your thing. Let's see what you got. So I went out there, and they did their lines, and I would join with the lines without it ever having a script. And it was like I had script. It's like, man, you really are gifted. Back then, of course. I don't know what I'm like now, but I was always good at improvising. Yeah. I love it. To me, improvising I felt more comfortable with because, I don't know. I think it's because I'm a writer, so I already have my way of what I want my lines to be instead of reading off of something. Maybe that might be.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, in what little bit of acting I do, I usually read the scene a couple of times, and then I'll kind of get the idea of what I'm going for, and then I'll not necessarily like improvise the line, but I'll kind of like use the line as like a rough draft, and I might follow it, I might not, really depending.
Yeah.
But let's get out of here. I'm gonna die of heat exhaustion soon.
Oh yeah. I forget your room's hot in there. All right, well, y'all take it easy. It was nice having you up, or a nice being up here. I was thinking I was hosting for some reason. We take turns with it.
We'll do it again on Thursday.
Yeah.
After impromptu interview, that's the priority. That comes before us. Check that out. And then if you're still awake, which Granny Morani won't be, but then check us out.
Unless she takes a nap before, or something.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Have a good night.
Yep. Y'all take it easy.